He was a tinker by trade. The Lord called him to be a preacher. And he was a nonconformist or a dissenter and did not submit to the act of uniformity. In other words, he was unlicensed. And the result was he was regularly imprisoned when he would preach. Bunyan spent probably 2/3 of his adult life in prison. But all he did was come in and kind of worked it out with some of the jailers, and they would bring him pen and ink. And he wrote approximately 40 volumes, most notably Pilgrim's Progress, and then the Holy War, 2 allegories. By the way, for those of you that might be interested, in our denomination, the PCA, has just developed a internet website, interactive, with Pilgrim's Progress, a book designed for families or small groups to work their way through in terms of the Christian life and what Bunyan is teaching in the allegory that you might enjoy. One of Bunyan's good friends was another nonconformist. His name was John Owen, probably other than Jonathan Edwards, the most intelligent and clear Reformed thinker of the movement of the gospel from the Reformers on. John Bunyan produced 60 volumes. It's collected in what's called the Works of John Owen. 16 volumes. Has collected his 60 volumes. The most powerful essay or theological treatise you could ever read is The Death of Death in Christ by John Owen. And Owen would regularly visit Bunyan in prison. In fact, paid his bond on a number of occasions to get him out. They were good friends. John Owen served at Oxford as a vice chancellor. He also was at Pembroke College at Oxford. John Owen also was the chaplain for Cromwell, sided with the Parliament during the Civil War, and had 11 children, 10 of which died in infancy. John Owen was, here's what I tell people: sit down and read Owen, 20 pages or an hour, whichever comes first. And you got to outline while you're doing it, but it is unbelievably profound. You got to take your time to work your way through it. But I highly commend John Owen to you. He was an independent, a Congregationalist, but regularly engaged in mutual efforts with the Baptists, such as John Bunyan, and with the Presbyterians, both of them. Let's see, Bunyan died in 1688, and he's buried in London. We'll go to his grave tomorrow, or the next day, I will not forget which day, at Bunhill Cemetery. He's buried in the Nonconformist, or the Dissenter Cemetery, which is close to the Methodist Center of Wesley's ministry. We'll be there in the next couple of days. Let's see what else. Bunyan had 2 wives. Lost his first. He had 3 children. His daughter Mary he loved dearly, but she was sightless, and she would visit him regularly in prison. She died during his, I think it was his 2nd imprisonment, and so he lost his daughter. He lost his wife. He remarried. I think his 2nd wife's name was Elizabeth, and he had 2 sons that survived him, Thomas and Joseph. We'll be going to the Bunyan Museum and see. This is the first time I've been here, obviously, so I'm looking forward to it. I thought you might want that little bit of an overview before we get there.
Thank you.